I can only imagine what he's going through as a person, you know, like how hurt he feels on the inside to where he needs to like drag people down to make himself feel better, to like push his career farther down the line. So if you feel like that, if you're one of those people that like maybe feels like you need to hate on other people, you find yourself hating on other people, accept that and maybe figure out how you can not do that. Think about like what that is actually doing to these people that you're laughing at or that he's like making fun of. So I say we go confront him in person. Okay, so Jeff just texted me and said that Cody just got to his apartment.
Can somebody, anybody, I don't care who it is, tell me why this man has a straw in his coffee? Reese. Makes no sense. Ladies and gentlemen, Reese D is back. Send me the location, you know, staycation, vacate, I don't know. Anyway, what's up, guys? We're back with the Scary Stories. There's a reason why I've been holding back on I'm just kidding. There's no reason. Hopefully everybody's week has been going good. Your day, your morning, your night, your afternoon. Last week, the week before that, hopefully everything's going all right. It's summertime, you know? Summertime and it's like 50-something degrees. Global warming, fam. When it snows, that's the day I will cry. But anyway, we're just going ahead. We're going to hop into this because I know everybody's been waiting. I'm over here breaking my bracelets. All right. The first one we're going to be looking at is True Prom Night Horror Story. I'm not going to try to be all animated like last time because that dragged on a lot. But I'll see what I can do, you know? And anyway, let's just get started. Boy, oh boy, you already know the deal.
This story just happened last year. I work as a receptionist at a hotel, and we often hold high school proms here as we have a big hall and a stage. In order to get to the hall, you have to pass the reception desk. It was prom night, and it was already underway. All the students and teachers were in the dance hall. All the pictures had been taken,
This man had a bowl cut.
and the reception area was empty. At some point during the evening, someone approached the reception desk. I looked up to see a tall man standing there. He had a clean-shaven face.
Now, can we,
and his hair.
Can we, hold on. Hold on. Oh, man, Hold on. Can we talk about my man's kicks, though? Can we talk about my man's kicks? Oh, look at them heat.
And his hair was greasy and tied back in a ponytail. He was also wearing a suit that was
He
pretty
got
old,
mauled by a bear before he
and it was
walked in
also
there.
dirty, along with some Adidas shoes. His eyes were wide open. And he said, "I'm here for the prom."
Boy,
first-
boy, if you don't get out of here, if you don't get out, it's kind of funny too, because I actually read that. I read it like that when I was choosing it.
I thought he was kidding, but he looked dead serious.
Yo,
He
yo,
accidentally
blink,
said porn,
bro.
and he said prom.
Blink.
I said, "Are you employed by the school?" He said, "No, I'm a student here."
I know you died. Yo, smile at me.
kept
Ew, I
thinking
gave
he
me
was
chills, bro.
He looked to be in his late 40s, and he was telling me he was a high school student.
Stop
So I asked
it.
him, "How old are you?"
Blink.
He said,
You're making me
"I'm
uneasy.
17.
You are not 17, boy.
16. At this point, I thought he was on drugs or something.
Look at him. He's not
I'm sorry,
blinking.
but you don't look 16 at
Yeah,
all."
he don't. He got mauled by a
He just
bear.
stared at me, not saying a word, with his eyes wide, staring.
Right, blink.
ahead.
Like, fall out of your eye.
He
I mean, your
then leaned over
head.
to me and said, "I'll make you a deal.
Yo, what's up?
I have a big blade in my pocket.
That's not
If
big.
I'm not 16, you can cut my finger off. If I am 16, I can cut your finger off." I didn't get the chance to say anything because he walked out right after he said that.
How he supposed to know?
What happened?
How he supposed to know if you're gonna
He
walk
said to
out?
let him know if he comes back and he'll deal with it.
What's up with this?
I finished my shift.
What's up with these
around
hand
12,
movements?
and they went to get in my car.
Don't say he's in the back of your
There was
car.
an envelope under
That's
my windshield
crazy.
wiper.
How you know it was your
Written on
car?
It was, a deal is a deal.
He cut his finger off?
I opened the envelope to see a human finger. And I had a feeling that this wasn't his own finger due to it being another color. I never saw that man again. And I always wondered why he was trying to get into that prom.
They're like Doc. That's why it didn't scare me. It did though. I'm sorry. Okay. This next one is online game horror story animation CS:GO. For all you people who don't know what CS:GO is, CS:GO is like this Source competitive shooting game. People went pro. I'm not sure if it's still like popping off. It's not. It's dying off slowly, but people still play it. I take it serious. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. But anyway, y'all like the shirt that I'm wearing? Look at my. You see that? It's Pac-Man, man. I don't know what I'm doing, but don't be afraid. This will make you feel better, I promise. It's Arizona sweet tea, Southern style brewed. It's my favorite. It should also be your favorite too. If you all don't know what this is, it will make you feel amazing.
When you think of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, the last thing you'd think of was a horror story. But yet, here I am. It was the summer of 2014 and I was bored and home alone, so naturally I hopped on CSGO. I went to
Did y'all see a controller in his hand? Who's playing CSGO with a controller?
lobby. There was about 5 people on each side. I joined Terrace.
You know the
where
way?
I quickly discovered the only other person with a mic was a guy whose name was something like Smarties McFlurry. He sounded a lot older than me. I was 14 at the time. His name was Dave, and we got along well. and
Boy,
we played
Dave,
good
you got
together
some
since We had the
problems.
same number of skill.
Where's Dave's face?
We eventually played more CSGO together and then friended each other on Steam. After that, he asked for some of my social media, and I gave him my Discord and Snapchat. Then on
Nah,
CSGO,
you can have the
Dave
Discord. I don't know about the
suddenly said he had
Snapchat,
to
though.
leave, and we could play more tomorrow. So I got off and watched some TV and eventually went to sleep on the couch. I was home alone for the night. At like 1 a.m., I awoke and got a glass of water. Then I
Dave-
heard a Snapchat notification.
Was he there?
from
Was
my
he? Is he in your
phone.
house?
Curious as to who was sending snaps at this time of night, I picked it up and
Man, what's up with 1C Entertainment's Boost Mobiles, fam? I'm just kidding.
saw it was from Dave. I opened it, and it was a picture of my front lawn and house. The phone and the glass of water
Boy,
fell
Dave,
from
you
my
better-
hands to the floor, and my heart began to race.
Dave, boy, I'm telling Dave, you don't walk to the wrong house, my man.
But the darkness around me seemed to become thicker, and I swear I was seeing shadows all around me. Then I heard a knock at the glass. I turned to the back window, and there he was.
What's he
The
doing?
Dave guy, who looked a lot older and creepier than me. Without thinking, I ran to the back door and
Dave!
locked it. I also locked the front door. I could hear him calling to me through the window.
What's your
Then I proceeded to run to the only window.
Why he got like 72 teeth?
I stayed in there for about an hour, shaking and fearing the worst.
I would
dreaded
too.
hearing the sound of Dave calling me
Seeing that
again,
face?
a knock at the door,
Yeah.
or even footsteps outside.
Hey, them shoes is
I don't know
butt,
how long
though.
it was before I fell asleep. The next morning, my parents arrived home,
What?
and I hesitated to tell them about my experience. I knew they would drop shit on me, but it wasn't just that. I was questioning whether or not I was dreaming when the Dave guy appeared at my house. I knew I had not been dreaming playing CSGO with him, though. However, when I checked my phone, it was like he didn't exist. He was not on my friends list in CSGO, his Steam account was gone, his Discord was gone, and even his Snapchat was gone, all deleted. To this day, I still question my sanity about whether or not this Dave guy who I played CSGO with really existed. I know for sure we had chatted on the game, on Discord and on Snapchat, but had he really come to my house? And why were all of his online accounts deleted? I really don't know.
This can't be doing it. He almost got me for him. This is why you don't play Fortnite. He probably plays Fortnite too. I think he was 14 at the time. Fortnite wasn't even out. Never mind. Oh, how old? Wait, how old is this? Alright, guys. This next one is Creepy Man followed me home from cemetery. Were you walking through a cemetery? But I guess we're gonna find out because you should not be doing that at night. Umbrella, I'm guessing it was raining too, so definitely that's a double no-no. What y'all doing?
One day, when I was in the 6th grade, on a rainy day, I was walking home. On my walk, which is about a mile or so long, I had to walk through a cemetery. Not a stereotypical, shabby, haunted one.
People don't just walk through cemeteries. Look, this guy's walking like he walks through there every day too. People don't do that. They're not even connected to like sidewalks. What? Oh yeah, let's build this cemetery right in the middle of this wall. Right here.
I remember walking by a group of them sitting on
What? This happens?
benches on a break.
No.
I thought nothing of it.
Frank P, sit down.
Walking at a fair
Sit
distance.
down, Frank.
After a bit, I looked back at him and he looked down quickly.
Yeah.
He was in the same baby blue uniform.
Man,
as
you
the
better
others.
back
He had a
up.
gray beard. But I made out a name tag. Frank P.
Frank P.
As the other workers faded from sight,
I would have turned. I would have made a U-turn. That's what I would have
I
did.
began to
And smacked him with my.
a moment later, he called out, "It's wet, huh?" in a friendly voice.
Well, if you don't back
I
up,
chuckled
Frank P.
politely and agreed.
Frank P. If you don't.
My worries increased.
Why you still following me, Frank P? You got a jurisdiction. When you see these houses, you know you gone too far, Frank P.
Started to pour. My house in sight, I started jogging to get there. I glanced back and I saw the man, visibly angry, start running.
Hey.
As my
what?
house got closer, I began to sprint.
Right.
I didn't look back as I slung the key out of my backpack.
Well, you should
and
already
opened
have
the
it in your
door.
hand.
I looked behind me. I saw the man in the middle of the street. I walked over to the phone and dialed 911. Before I called, I looked out the window. He was gone. I told my mom what happened when she got home. She didn't believe me.
I don't know. Your mom
That
look like
night,
she's
I
17.
couldn't sleep. There was lightning outside, and I could see occasional shadows from the flashes through my window in my living room. I lay watching the flashes when I saw a strange outline. I looked closer and saw an outline of a man.
That Frank P?
I stood up and walked out of my room.
Why would you get
I
up?
walked into the living room.
He's right
It was
there.
completely dark outside.
It flashes.
I
Frank
stood in
P.
the doorway and waited. A car's headlight illuminated the pale, shallow face of Frank P. I ran into my room and locked the door. Never saw him after that night. But whenever I see that baby blue uniform, I think back to that night and that haunting image of a skeletal, unnatural face of Frank P.
Frank P. Oh, Frank P. Frank, man, first of all, this man's co-workers didn't even question why this man was following a kid. Soon the kid walks by, he gets up. And then he just never to be seen again. Y'all even know this man? Man came with the same uniform as y'all. Y'all know Frank P? I would have started questioning the whole staff. Y'all know Frank P? Did y'all know him? He followed me home last night. Y'all didn't see that, did you? Cause y'all like to sit out here in the rain all of a sudden, you know? Frank P. All right, this next one is my teacher's husband is stalking me. You want to stalk me? You want to stalk me? Cause I don't have no problem blasting you and your wife. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, to begin with, it all started last month.
Yeah.
I was leaving school alone. It was a normal day, nothing out of the ordinary. As I was leaving, I saw a man in his 50s. He was wearing a black jacket.
Why does every single person that seems to be the suspect, right, look so dirty and just washed up? Like, why can't it just be fresh and clean? You know? Those are the ones you need to be watching out for. The ones that are just all nice and clean, acting like they have some money or have their act together, but they really don't. I'm just saying.
Jacket and a pair of ugly old basketball shorts.
Ew, dude.
He looked so
Your
good.
shoes at?
After a couple of minutes, I was finally home. I was listening to music the whole time, and
Boy. As Chris would say. Do you not know I can see you? Look at my man's shoes. Oh.
was following me. He was even holding a camera towards my bedroom window. I freaked out, but
My
I still
thing's
tried to
huge.
stay
You got a DS in his
As
hand.
I was locking the door,
I mean,
I checked the window
a
and
Wii U.
the man was still there,
Hold
holding
a whole
his
Wii U.
camera and smiling. I told my mom, so she called the police, but they didn't find anything.
Why not?
They even asked me to describe
And
him
keep
to
an eye on
others
him.
so that they could have his face, but nothing.
You like Brad Dourif.
I wouldn't tell you this story if it didn't happen just
kinda
last
does, though.
week. I was finishing a private guitar lesson at my teacher's house when something caught my eye. It was a picture of her and her husband. Then I realized that my stalker was her husband. I took my bag, made up an excuse, apologized, and left the house. She was shocked when she saw me running. Soon after, I opened my bag and almost passed out. There was an envelope full of my pictures of me changing in my bedroom. I immediately called my mom, crying as I explained the situation. She called the police, and after a couple of minutes, they arrived. My mom didn't.
Where he at? Where's he at?
They went into my teacher's house, asked her several questions about her husband,
Where he at?
and asked about any strange activities. She stayed quiet. After searching the house, they found other pictures of multiple girls. After they caught him, they discovered that he had a bad history, which included rape and sexual assault. Now he is in prison, but I'm still afraid that someone like him will go a step further.
Man, yeah, they gotta stop with this Brad Dourif. Am I saying that right? Dourif? I don't know who that is. It's the voice. He's the voice of Chucky. Man did look like him a little bit, not gonna lie. I'm a fan of Chucky though. I'm a fan. Anyway, it's 1:25. I'm sitting here watching Scary Story stuff. So you guys, you see where I'm at right now. But anyway, it's Cerise, and I salute to you guys, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye. I don't know what music's playing right now, but I know it's bumping.
eat y'all like cheesecake on my cheat day. That's easy. You can DK. Tell me what you mean. If you pull a fast one, throw it by the seam. Everything ain't always what it seems. Root for the home team. If we don't win, that's a shame. But I never been that since I came up in the game. I defend that current title. Word the Bible, sweep ya. See ya later, Bido. As I slide home, and my goals always the same. I'm only up against me. Ooh, how many y'all push yourself to get up at 3? You push ups, man. I up my feet.